that I made in growing my candle business. I'm about 2 years in now, and I've definitely learned a lot along the way. If you're new to this channel, I will let you know that not every video is about growing a candle business, but I do share a lot of tips about my process as a solopreneur, as a small business owner, as a creative. I am a producer by trade. I'm an actor, I'm a content creator, but I do have a small candle business that I run on the side that I love to share tips about with all of you. So today's video, I really thought it would be vital as we kind of hit that midway point in our year of what have I learned in the last 2 years, because I actually launched my business in June of 2023, which was 2 years ago. So I've learned a lot. I do have 5 tips and 5 mistakes that I made along the way that I think are really vital if you are going to be starting a candle business that you might want to hear. So make sure you watch till the end. I'm going to give you all 5 and let's dive right in. Okay, first mistake I'm going to say fully is like not testing my wax and wicks as enough as I think I should have. Cotton wicks are very easy to work with. That is fine. I obviously tested all of my scents before I released them to the public, but I think I should have probably tested a little bit more of my my wicks before releasing them to the public. So I work with soy wax. Soy wax is very thick. It is not something that melts as easily as like paraffin wax, for example. Paraffin wax has a lot of chemicals in it, so that's why I choose not to use that type of wax. It's a lot cheaper and it does melt a lot easier, and it would work with a lot more different style of wicks. Whereas soy wax, because it is so hard to melt it takes a while, the wick needs to be really strong. And so when I first started trying wood wicks, I was buying them from a couple different suppliers, and they wouldn't stay lit because they would burn out before the wax was able to really melt. I was able to find one wick at this one supplier called Village Craft & Co. It is their like extra strong or extra large crackling wood booster wick, and that's not even perfect, but it's the best one that I've found. 99% of the time people don't have any issues, but I will say they're a little bit hard to keep lit sometimes, and that's just the nature of wood wicks. I wish I could find that one that was 100% foolproof, but unfortunately I haven't. But overall it's great. Customers are happy, they like it. There's a slight crackle. It's a clean wood, so there's no toxins going into the air. But I think before releasing like my signature line with my wood wicks, I would have liked to maybe tested a few different wicks and really decide. Like I was originally going to do just cotton wicks for everything, but the wood wick just really suited my brand and I really liked the way it looked with my candles. And so I wasn't going to go back, but I definitely had to find the right wood wick, and that took a little bit longer than I was anticipating. So I definitely found that I tested a lot of different scents, and I would buy like variety packs of scents and I would think like, oh, I'm gonna try them all. Maybe I'll have like this type of scent and this type of scent, and that sounds really good. And like once I started my signature line, I then was like, ooh, what other candles could I make? So my signature line is my line that's available all year round. It's based on moments and memories spent in nature across Canada. So each one represents a different part of the country. So each scent is blended to remind you of memories spent in Nova Scotia, memories spent in Quebec or Ontario or the prairies or the mountains. And so I nailed those scents down and I was super happy with them. But then I was like, oh, you know, maybe I'll try this like pine scent for Christmas, or I'll try this scent for spring, or I'll try, like a lot of them I've kind of kept the same scents every season. I'll introduce a couple every spring usually, but I now have so many scents and I feel like I don't have the space for it, and I kind of wasted money. And I know it's all trial and error, so it's important to test the scents, but I think I maybe bought a few too many trial packs, which means I have leftover scents that I'm not necessarily going to do anything with other than maybe make my friends or myself candles, but I'm not going to introduce 10 new scents every season. And so there really wasn't a 100% like true reason why I should be buying all those scents. I think I just got a little bit carried away. So this one is tough for me because obviously it depends on your living scenario and kind of what accommodations you have when it comes to your space. But I would say not having a dedicated space has definitely hindered me in a lot of ways in terms of how I can focus on my candles, how stress-free my candles are, whether they are stressful or not stressful, the amount of supplies that I can buy, the amount of supplies in bulk that I can buy. In a perfect world, I would love to have a studio. I would love to have a studio where I can film my videos and I can make candles, I can do photo shoots, I can do all my work in one place. I do have this lovely office. I love my office, but it's a small space. I can do my work, I can film in it, but I'm not gonna be making candles in here. I make candles in my garage, and I just feel like that is difficult, especially when you have people living at your house that need to use the garage as well. It does not allow a lot of separation between my home life and my work life. It can get messy. I'm really over it. So it's been 2 years of really just working out of my house, and I need a bigger space, but my profit margins are not strong enough to justify spending money on rent right now. So I'm kind of stuck, and I don't know whether or not I want to scale further so that I can actually rent a space. Do I want to scale and then other things have to fall to the wayside, or do I kind of want to just stay where I'm at, or do I not want to do it at all? Now, I love my brand. I've talked about this so many times. Like, I don't want to give it up, but I also know if I'm going to take a leap to getting a bigger space, I need to grow the brand and I need to grow the business, which is amazing. But then all of the other things that I do will take a bit of a hit. And so it's deciding what are your priorities at this time in life. So yeah, right now I'm working from my house. I'll probably do another Christmas season, maybe from home, maybe not. I don't know. I have access to a potential space. So I do want to go see that, and we will make some decisions once I can see the space and really determine the numbers and whether or not it's worth it. So I will keep you posted on that. But I would recommend, if you can get a space, if you go in on the business with someone and you can generate enough profit after the first couple of years, I recommend getting. So my next point is like so simple, but let me just save you time by telling you the mistake I made. Do not hesitate to buy a wax melter. I used to do the double boiler method for a good probably year and a half. Like my first full busy season, I was double boiling. Oh my God, it took so long. So I'm gonna see if I can find footage of that. So I will put it on the screen if I have it, but if I don't have it on camera, which I think I do, but anyways, it's basically a pot of water, and then you put wax into one of your like wax pouring things in the pot of water. So it's like boiling in the water and then melting down. It would take so long to melt. And I did so many orders with the double boiler method because I didn't want to spend the money on buying a wax melter, and I was trying to, save money, not to spend too much. I was already spending so much, and I wanted to see, like, before investing more money into this business, like, do I like it? Do I want to keep going with it? But I think I just waited way too long. Like maybe 6 months would have been fine. But if you're going to do a busy Christmas season or you're going to do custom candles, trust me, buy a wax melter. I got mine on Amazon, which I will link below in my candle. I have an Amazon storefront and I have a candle package kit in that, which my wax melter is in there. So pick it up. It's great. You could buy bigger ones. If I had a bigger space, I would probably buy a larger one, but for now, this size is good for my space. It has cut down like my time in 60-70%. Like, it's crazy. I love it so much. And the fifth, and probably the most important mistake, is not charging enough. I really wanted to be accessible to people. I really wanted to create a product that people could afford. I wasn't looking to be a run-of-the-mill candle brand that candles were $12, but I didn't want to cut off people that couldn't afford my candles. I wanted people to have access to clean burning candles, high quality candles, good looking candles in their home that would elevate any space. And so I don't think I charged enough. I still don't even know if I'm charging enough. Obviously, I don't have a big name brand. I'm not going to name names, but there are candle businesses here in Calgary that can charge $30 for a custom candle. I charge $20, depending on the jar. That is a bit of a gap, but they also have a big name. And I think when you're first starting out, you kind of have to get a sense of the market. I will say, when I first started selling my jars at markets, I was trying to do $35 for my signature line, which is very reasonable. It's 10 ounces, it's a beautiful jar, it comes with a lid, it's soy wax, it's paraben free, phthalate free, I hand make it myself. So it's not expensive, but I found people would walk away a lot. That 35 for some reason really deterred them. When I put it down to 32, they were more comfortable with it. Or if I did 2 for 60, so $30 a piece, if you bought 2, they were more comfortable with that. Understandably, completely makes sense. But then I realized, well, my profit margins are not very good. I'm not making enough money and I'm putting in so much time into this business. So what I've done kind of every season, I've pivoted a little bit. So now I have different types of candles. I have one right here. I have like an $18 candle or $17, I forget what I charge, but like under $20 for something like this. I have $28 candles that are in glass jars. Then I have $35 candles, and I even have $38 candles because they're like 15 ounces and they will burn for 80 hours. So I think it's about just people, like letting people know why you are charging that amount. For example, soy wax is more expensive. Fragrances that don't have any parabens or phthalates or nasty chemicals in them are more expensive. The jars I buy, jars are expensive. Like that is probably my biggest cost. I can only put in so many orders at a time, and so I'm not really getting wholesale rates. So there's all of those factors, and I think like a lot of other vendors will be like, oh my God, you're not charging enough, but then other people that shop for me like won't buy because it's $3 too expensive or something. So there's a fine line. I think giving people options so that they don't feel like they have to buy a $38 candle, they could buy a $15 candle and still get to try your product. So that's helped. I've noticed sales increase in that way at markets, especially for like young people. Young people are not going to spend $30 on a candle. So that was a mistake, but I'm learning and I am growing, and I'm excited because my first year in business, I did not make a profit. My second year, I did make a profit, not a huge one, but I made a profit. And now like this is kind of like my third season, and so I'm hoping to double what I made last year. So we will see. I make most of my money in quarter 4, and so time will tell. I will probably do another video. I will link some above. Like I have done a lot of like financial check-ins about my candle business if you want to watch them, but I will probably do another one at the end of this year because I find it very interesting and I like to share it with all of you. So that wraps up today's video about my biggest mistakes in building a candle business. I hope you learned something. Comment down below if there's anything that you've learned along the way in starting a candle business, or if you have any questions about starting a candle business. I'm here to answer them. As always, I appreciate you being here. Please don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe because it definitely helps creators like me. Have a lovely day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.